Guys, I live in a city where everyone here has honest jobs. We have ice cream vendors, we have police officers, and much more. But I'm really poor, and for some reason this player is inviting me to rob banks. But I don't know if it's the right thing to do. But now he got closer, and he's holding this box. He said, use this mask, and no one will recognize you. Okay guys, I'm going to do this. If no one will recognize me, that's really good. So he gave me this, and guys, I'm basically going to open this box. Perfect. I look like this now, but now he's coming back here. I'm coming here too on my motorcycle, but I want to see exactly where I have to go. He said, go to the market. Okay, I'm coming to the market. I'm literally helping him rob the bank here in Roblox. But there's a cop right in front, and he can't notice that we're robbing the market. So I'm going to leave the motorcycle right here in the back to basically rob this. Perfect. I just have to go in there to basically steal it. He's even aiming this item at the player. He finally noticed what's going on, and now he raised his hands. He said, take all the money, but don't come back here. He really got what he wanted, but I'm keeping an eye here to see if the cops are coming here. There are several cops in the city, but it looks like they're not coming here. And he finally handed this money to my friend here in Roblox, who's now leaving. Perfect. I'm going to have to get out of here running, especially because there's a cop coming here. I hope he didn't see it was me who did this. He said, don't go home. They'll know where we live. Look, they'll only know that if they're chasing us. But in fact, they are doing that. He's coming here. I'm going to have to run out of here. I don't think there's any way to escape, because wherever I go, there's always a cop following me. This cop is getting here. I really don't think I'm going to be able to escape him, especially because he's really fast. Guys, I don't know what I'm going to do to get away from him. This friend of mine said, go to places where only the motorcycle can go. Okay, I'm going to start doing that. So I'm getting here in front, and guys, I'm going to go through places that only the motorcycle can go. So I'm coming right here, and now I'm finally going back up here in the neighborhood, and now I'm going to go inside. Perfect. I'm right here. I simply managed to escape from the player. He couldn't even keep up with me. Actually, he's arriving here in front. I really doubt he knows where I am, but he's standing right here waiting for us to get close so he can chase us. But he just picked up this radio. He said, it's not worth chasing them. They only stole $10. Wait, I didn't know that. We're literally running from the police because of $10? That doesn't make sense, because it's such a low amount that he ended up stealing. He said, but it's money, and all money is welcome. Look, I know money is important, but we almost got arrested over $10, which is really very little. He said, then take it for yourself. Look, I don't want it, okay? I thought maybe this was $1,000, but I'm going to take the chance and leave as soon as the cop goes away. It looks like he's finally going back to the Roblox city. Everything is finally going back to normal. I'm really lucky he didn't call for backup, because if he had, the military plane would basically be chasing us. But he stopped right here, and now I'm going back home. I'm going to leave him right here. He simply got back inside, but he has a lot of money. There's at least $100 million here. I still don't know why he's stealing money when he already has all this money. This doesn't make sense, but he's staring at me here. He said, let's rob again. I know a job that's going to pay many millions of dollars. Okay, let's go. I'm coming here on my motorcycle, but he ran back here. Apparently this job is not with the motorcycle. Okay, I came back again, and he gave me this box. I don't know what's special about this box, but it looks like he grabbed this box too, and now he went inside to basically change his clothes. Now he showed up here, and basically turned into a security guard. He said, let's rob the bank by going in there as if we were janitors. Look, that idea he had is really good. It's way better than the previous ideas. I'm going up here to basically change, and get an avatar that looks right. So now I'm basically going to change clothes, and now I look like this. I really look way better than before. Now I'm leaving here to basically start our job. In this case, he's leaving here and waiting for me on this motorcycle, but I think maybe it's better to use another car. His car will be very interesting for this. He said, the motorcycle is better to move through specific places. Okay, I'll ride this motorcycle, but I'm going to leave it right here to avoid problems and to keep the police from recognizing us. I'm going to leave it exactly here. Now we'll have to come to the bank through the front door just like we actually work here, but I don't know where the player who works here is. He even showed up back there and is sitting here like he works at this bank. Now the player is coming back, but he's seen that we're here and I have to introduce myself to them. I said, I'm the new manager here. I hope he really believes that, and I also hope he's not the previous manager, because if he actually is the manager, he's going to suspect this is a lie. But apparently he agreed. Now he's right here. Meanwhile, I'm basically cleaning everything. I'm cleaning this Brookhaven bank because my disguise has to work, but now I'll have to go down here. I said, and you help me clean the bank. Seriously, he's going to have to help me do this, because it's going to be really important. This player came back to sit in this chair, because apparently that's where he used to sit. Now I'll have to go down here to simply rob the bank. Perfect. I got here. I'm just waiting for that player to get here too, and it looks like he finally came here. But right here in front we literally have millions of dollars from the city. So this is simply a path without a return, but he's holding this item. Apparently he's going to remove it to try to open this door, but I'm just going to use the card and enter here. But now I have to decide which money I'm going to end up stealing. We have a vault here, another vault here, and also a third vault, but he's staring at me. He said, go to the safest ones, they are the most valuable. I really believe that's true, but I'm going right into this vault here. Perfect, I got in here. Now he got here too, but I don't know how we're going to open this city vault. But he picked up this TNT. He said, stand back from the vault. Okay, I'm stepping back here, because there's really going to be an explosion up front. Perfect, he blew it up, and now we have a lot of gold here. I'm going to have to grab it now. I'm running back here, and apparently he also wants to get the diamonds from the bank, but we already have $2 million here. We don't need more money. He said, there's $15 million here. We have to find a way to steal it. Okay, if that's true, we really do need to steal it. Now he's breaking this thing. I don't really know what he's doing here. But he has to hurry, because there are already several cops coming here. They really are arriving here to see what's going on. You can see he's talking to this player, but he finally managed to break it. I'll have to grab this key, and now I'll have to open this door, and now this other door. But actually, he's breaking this. Guys, we have to hurry to get the most money possible. Now he finally opened this, and now he's robbing the vault, and he simply got a bunch of diamonds. Now we have to get out of here. And guys, before leaving, I had a genius idea. We have to pretend we were captured. I said, pretend you were captured so he doesn't suspect us. Seriously, he's going to have to do that. So now he's like this. I'm also exactly like this to avoid problems. Now the cop finally got here. He's coming here to see what happened, but both of us are handcuffed. He said, where are the robbers? Look, all of them escaped through that vent. That's exactly where they left through. So now he went up here, and both of us have to get out of here. He's even coming up front. We're arriving here at the elevator, and we managed to rob the bank very successfully. Now he got here too, but this player is staring at us. He said, who are the robbers? Look, I'm going to have to make something up, because we were the ones who did it, but I don't know what to say to this player. This player said, it was a blonde guy who looks like he goes to the gym. He said a completely random person, but guys, there's a problem. The player he described just passed by here. He really is a blonde player who looks like he goes to the gym, and it looks like both of them saw that. So much that the cop is coming after him to basically arrest him here. Now this player is taking the blame for something I actually did. Now he's back at work, but we are going to have to get out of here, because we got a lot of money. Now he came here on the motorcycle, and he simply grabbed a lot of diamonds, and I also ended up getting a lot of gold. But now I'm leaving here since we already got a lot of money. We have enough money to basically live a life without stealing anything else. So I dropped him off at his house, and he's going inside to deposit the money here. I'm coming here too to basically deliver this gold. Perfect. I delivered it here. Now he's grabbing my money. He said, here's $8 million. Enjoy it. Guys, that's a lot of money. Now I'm so rich that I can buy this mansion in the city. I can buy a better motorcycle. I can literally do whatever I want. He said, now that you're retired, never use your motorcycle again and change your appearance. Apparently he wants me to change my avatar, and I'm really going to do that. But I'm leaving here, and it looks like he came here too, so I'm going to have to throw my motorcycle away. He's following me here to help, but I'm arriving in the middle of nowhere, and I'm going to leave the motorcycle right here. He's coming here too, but apparently he picked up this TNT. He's basically going to destroy my motorcycle, so he blew it up, and the motorcycle is completely broken. You can see the tire is totally destroyed. This is really the end of the motorcycle, but he's staring at me here. He said, just don't buy anything too expensive so they don't suspect you. Okay, I won't do that, especially because I'm smart. And now it looks like he left, because from today on we're both millionaires. But now a lot of time has passed since the last robbery I did, and after a long time I bought this mansion. I also have this huge car, and I'm finally coming here to open this mansion for the first time. Perfect. I'm going to open the doors, and guys, this house is simply mine. I'm really doing well with money, but now I'm going out to finally change my avatar, because I have to disguise myself. But I'm not going to drive this car. Actually, I have a motorcycle hidden here, because I'm really good with motorcycles. For some reason I don't like cars very much, so now I'm heading down here to basically do my stuff. But first I'm going to buy an ice cream that this player is selling here. Now he gave it to me. Look, thank you very much. But he got out of his car. I don't know what happened that made him leave, but I'm looking at this player's house, and it looks like he's getting arrested. He simply changed his hair and still got arrested. He said, come here, and your friend will be the next one to get arrested. Look, I don't know what he's talking about. Now he's getting arrested here, but I'm just eating ice cream. But this player is acting weird. It looks like he wants to say something. I'm looking behind the car, and apparently there's a cop who was waiting for me here, and that's what this player was trying to say. But I'm going to get out of here before the cop arrests me. But he got here late, because I'm already running away from here. Guys, I don't know what I'm going to do to escape from here, but I'm heading this way. But there's a plane coming here, and maybe this is going to be a problem. In fact, it's following me here, but I'm going to have to find a way to get out of here to avoid getting arrested. Guys, I don't know where to go to escape this plane that's following me here. It can really follow me anywhere at once. There's only one specific place where I can escape. You can see it's coming here, but now I'm going under this tunnel, and it can't see me here. So now it's passing right here. It doesn't know where I went, but I'm going to take advantage and come back here. Guys, I'm arriving up front. I have to change cars immediately at this Brookhaven dealership, but to do that, I'll have to get past the police without them seeing me. But there's a problem. You can see that there are several cops here. This player hasn't even been arrested yet, because the cop wants to arrest me first. I really don't know how I'm going to escape from here, but this car showed up right here. Apparently, he wants to help me. He said, your friend paid me to help you if one day everything went wrong, so get in my car. Okay, that's impressive. I don't know how he thought all this would end up going wrong, but I'm going to take advantage and get in right here. I'm right at this window now. He closed the window, and I'm actually well hidden in here. It'll be hard for them to notice that I'm here. They'll only realize I'm here if they see this car properly. But it's very likely they won't even notice that. Now he's coming up front. He's arriving right here, and apparently I'll have to get out of here. Look, he really helped me a lot, but he's going to have to leave now to actually avoid problems. But the mechanic arrived here, and he said, that car is yours, and go to hotel room number 5. Okay, apparently that friend of mine bought this car, and also rented that hotel room so we could escape in case everything ever went wrong. And again, he's staring at me, and apparently he agreed. So I'm coming here to get this car, but he's staring at me here. He said he will be transferred to maximum security prison one day, and on that day you will rescue him. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that to rescue my friend. friend. Now he's heading back. I'll have to go to the hotel, but I can't go through the front because there are several cops. There's literally a cop here watching everything, so I'll have to come around the back. I'm basically coming here in a really weird way, and now I finally arrived at the hotel. Now I'm going up here, and it looks like this is room number 5. So I'm coming inside, and guys, there's really a lot of money in here. It looks like all the money he stole he left right in this spot. So I'm going to take advantage and grab this money because I have to help him escape from prison. But now a lot of time has passed. It's basically nighttime, and this player is being transferred from prison. He'll have to get in here because he's being taken to basically the maximum security prison, which is in the middle of nowhere. That prison is the most secure of all, and as soon as he gets on that boat, it will be the end for him. So I'm coming here to save him. With the money I got, I bought the best weapon of all, and now I'm coming up front because he's being taken here. Guys, I'm really lucky that this bus is very slow, but as soon as it passes that bridge, I'll basically stop it. Guys, it passed right here, and now I'll have to stop the bus, and I'm aiming this item. Guys, I'm shooting at the tires so it basically stops. Now he got out of there, and he really raised his hands. This friend of mine also got out, and now he's basically free. He's going to have to get into my car, and now we finally escaped from here. Basically, everything worked out. He said, I knew everything would work out. Guys, this is really true. He managed to predict everything, and he planned his own escape. But now I'm arriving at the hotel because that's where our money is. For those of you who don't know, I live in a city where everything here is very different. We have our 2 houses here, but all the time someone comes over just to spy on us. So, because of that, I want to build a fake border here in my neighborhood, because in the city we have this border where you can only pass if you're approved, and if you pay the tax to the military. So, I want to do the same thing. I'm coming here to call my friend, but that player back there is really weird. He's spying on us, and it looks like he finally decided to leave. And now we have to get ready, because he'll probably try to rob our house. Now, my friend finally got here to see what I have to say. I really hope he agrees to do this, because I'm definitely going to need help. I said, let's build a border in our neighborhood. It's going to be really good. Now he got closer, and it looks like he agreed. And actually, he already grabbed that hammer to start. He also gave me this, and now we're just going to start the construction, because this is going to be the most important thing of all. Okay, guys, we're building here, but apparently a truck is coming here, because he doesn't want to pay the tax to the military. He prefers to go around the whole city just to avoid paying the military tax. So, he's passing right here, and guys, we're really going to make a lot of money, because there are many truck drivers passing here every day. In fact, they hate paying tax to the military, and now he disappeared from here. Perfect. This is looking really cool. You can see that the border is looking like a real border, where you only enter if you pay, and you only leave if you pay. But a player is coming back here. Look, this is not very good, because this player is planning to rob our house. In fact, now he left there, and he's coming over to talk to my friend, but he's holding that item. Guys, this is really weird. He's holding this item towards my friend, who finally realized what's going on. He said, give me all your money. Look, my friend can't do that. After all, his money belongs to him. This really shouldn't be happening. Now I'm calling the police, and it looks like he noticed that, and he's trying to hit me. Guys, I have to hide here, because he really tried to hit me, but he got in his car, and it looks like he's finally leaving and never coming back here. Actually, I hope he doesn't come back. He said, let's keep building. This has to look professional. Look, I agree with you. Our border has to look perfect, even better than the military border. And actually, I'm thinking of copying it because our border looks really bad. So, we're going to have to copy the military's border. Perfect. We're improving this. This border is getting perfect, but now there's a truck coming here. But guys, there's a good chance he'll realize that this is actually a fake border since it's not even finished. Now my friend came over here to talk to this player. He said, is this a real border? Yes. In fact, this is very real. Guys, we have to convince him that this is real so he doesn't report it to the players who are military, since they're the only ones who can shut this down. I said, it's the new military border to stop illegal things from entering the city. Look, it's really simple. I think he actually understood that, but my friend just opened the gate so that player could finally leave. He really managed to get through without paying, because we need to improve our system and make this basically perfect since more truck drivers will come here in the future. But guys, he's arriving here. He said, we're missing our military avatars and military vehicles. Look, I already know what to do to get that. First, I have this item. This is going to be really important because I'll be able to change the color of my car. And I'm arriving right here, and now I'm changing the color of this, and it actually looks pretty interesting. In fact, my car is really green, but now I'll have to do the same thing with my friend's car. He's arriving here in front, so I'm coming over too, because it's time to change the color of his car. Perfect. I'm changing the color of the car here, which is now basically green, and it looks like we're both military. But he grabbed this box. Apparently he gave it to me. I don't know what he gave me, but it looks like there's a military avatar in this box. I don't know how he got that. He said, while you were changing the color of the car, I stole this box from the military. Okay, if you really did that, that's impressive. He really did something impressive just so we can make money, and also protect our houses. So I think now it's time to get our cars and park them nearby, since we have to convince the players that this is real. We have to convince them that this border is actually a real border. So now he's arriving right here. He has to park his car around this part here. That's really really good, but he also needs weapons. I want to see if he got that, but apparently he said no. He said, how are we going to get weapons? Look, obviously I don't know. I literally have no idea how I'm going to get weapons, but it looks like a truck is coming up here now, so we have to deal with him, and basically we have to look like real military. Now, he arrived right here, but I'm coming over to check it out. I said, get out of the car, and let me see the cargo. Look, it's really simple what he has to do, but he just left, and apparently he disagreed. Look, that's not really how it works. My friend now is coming over here to check what's in that player's cargo, while he's distracted up front. My friend is checking all his cargo, and apparently there are weapons inside, and my friend is taking all of it. He was really smart. He just took all the weapons, and closed the truck like nothing happened. Now, finally, we're going to look like real military. He's even coming back here already using those items. I said, I just need to check the ID. That's all I need to check. So now, finally, he handed it over. You can see this is his passport. It's actually a real passport, so he can pass. He went back to his car, and now I'm basically going to open this gate so he can finally leave. Now you can see he's coming to the front, and guys, thanks to this player, we got the one thing we were missing. Even my friend is arriving here, and he handed over this item. This is really going to be perfect. He said, wasn't it better to talk to the military? Let's lie to avoid getting arrested. Okay, let's do that. But there's another truck coming again. A truck is coming up here, and again I'll have to deal with it because he arrived right here. Apparently, it's that same player from before. Now he left. He said, wow, now it's really professional. Yeah, we improved a lot. Actually, we stole those weapons, but I have to check what he's carrying here. He's going back there to show the cargo. This player really seems like a good person, especially because he just opened the cargo, and he really is a super good person. So, he can move forward here. Now he just closed that and is going back to his truck. Guys, I'm going back too, because I'll have to open this gate so he can basically leave, and I'm just not charging any fee, because I don't know the right amount to charge the citizens. Now I'll have to close this, and we need to leave here to visit the military at the other border. He even got inside, but he has to open this, since we have to come down here to check how much it costs, and we also have to be friends with them. So, I'm arriving right here, and look, I really hope he's a good person, because he looks really angry. I said, we are military too, and how much do you charge to pass here? Seriously, I need to know that. It's one of the most important things, but he's watching us. He said, why would I tell you that? You two look like losers. Look, I don't know why he said that. What he said was really weird. That was so weird that I'm just going back to my base. Guys, my friend is coming too. That player was really weird, but his friend is coming here. He has something to say. He said, we charge $100 to pass. Okay, he finally told the truth, and that actually makes a lot of sense. $100 is a pretty expensive price. So, at my border we'll only charge $50, because that's a much more interesting amount than what they're charging here. Now I have to go back up, because we have more important things to do. And actually, there's a truck here. Okay, this is bad. I had forgotten that people might show up here. I didn't leave the gate open, but my friend left the gate open. I left this gate closed, so now we have to check what's in the player's cargo. Now, he just got out of here. He said, there's nothing. You can check. Yes, and I really want to see that. So I'm coming back here to open his cargo and check everything that's in here. Perfect. I opened this. But guys, again it looks like he's carrying illegal stuff in his truck, and now he's trying to hit us. And my friend hid here, because he's trying to hit my friend here in Roblox. Guys, I have to stop him. I have to make him stop, but he's not stopping. So I'm coming back here while he's shooting up front. I'm arriving here to stop him. Look, there's nothing he can do. He finally raised his hands, because he saw there's nothing left to do. In fact, he's going to jail for a long time here in Roblox. He said, what if I pay you $50,000? Guys, that's a lot of money, and actually he has that money. So he gave me the money, and I'm really going to let him pass. I'm going to pretend nothing happened and let him leave. And he left with his cargo open. Guys, I just found a new way to make infinite money here in the city, but my friend is arriving here. He said, seriously, you accepted money from the guy who tried to eliminate me? Yeah, maybe I did something I wasn't supposed to do here in Brookhaven, but look, it's $50,000. He said, wow, then you're forgiven. Even I would have accepted that. Guys, now that he saw all the money, he really ended up forgiving me. But there's a problem. That player came back again. He's here. He's reloading that item to try to hit us. But guys, we're coming here to hide and basically stop him. My friend actually stayed right here, but I have to hit that player so he leaves, because he's trying to hit us for no reason here in the city. Now finally, it looks like he's going to run away. That player wants to steal our money, but he just flipped his car, and now he's basically leaving on foot. I'm coming to this car, and my friend also has to come along. We have to chase that player and make him stop, because he's right up ahead, and now he has to stop. Really, there's nowhere for him to run. Everything he did here was very weird, and he was the main reason we built this Brookhaven border. We literally did this to stop him, and also to make some money. I said, what do you want with us? I want him to tell me the truth about why he's chasing us, and now, he just ran away. He ran off, but I'm going to let him escape. I think he finally learned his lesson. He probably won't chase us anymore. I'm going to pretend I'm trying to hit him just to scare him. He's even heading over there, and for some reason he's recording this. I'm starting to think this player works for the FBI, and he's investigating our border. He's even looking over here. He said, this doesn't even make sense. Yeah, that's true. My theory doesn't really make much sense. Now he came back, and we have to improve our our border. But there's a car right here. I don't know what to do with this car, so I'll have to remove it, but I'll do that later, because now we have to take care of our border. We have to upgrade this and make it much better than before. He's even staring at me. He said, how are we going to improve this? It's already perfect. Look, I know this looks perfect, but the truth is there are lots of ways to improve it. Perfect. I'm basically replacing this and making everything look really different. Meanwhile, my friend is taking care of this area, exactly this border. Look, this turned out very different, but it doesn't look very good. Even my friend came over here to say something. He said, this looks horrible. If the military sees this, they'll think it's fake. Look, I think it's not really easy for the military to see this. Actually, it's almost impossible. And now, he's coming back here, but there's a truck coming up here. I have to get ready to deal with this truck. I'm going to have to check his ID, and also what he's carrying in the cargo. He's showing the ID, and you can see it's real. He has a real passport, and now I have to check the cargo. So he's going back here. This is going to be really important. I have to see if he's a good player. You can see he's carrying a bunch of stuff, and everything seems normal. So he's going to be able to pass, but he's going to have to pay the tax, which is basically $50. It's actually a pretty cheap tax, because the military tax is $100, but now he got scared. He said, in the whole country the fixed fee is $100, so that means this border is fake. Look, it's not fake. Guys, if he reports this, it's really going to be the end of our border. Even my friend came over here to talk to this player. He said, it's not fake, relax, we're officers. Look, that's exactly what someone with a fake border would say. My friend really isn't helping much. Now he's running over here, and it looks like he just wants to get out, but I'm going to have to open this border so he can leave. He said, don't open it. If he leaves, he's going to report us, and we'll get arrested. Look, we won't get arrested if we remove everything, so we're going to have to take down all the items we used on this fake border. I'm coming over to talk to this player so he won't report me. Now my friend is removing everything. He said, let me out. I'm going to report you. Yes, he's really going to report us, but at least my friend is removing everything. He's removing every item he can, so I'll let him leave. After all, I'm not really afraid of him. Now he just left. Look, I'm also going to have to remove this, so we're taking down the border. Now a few hours have passed, and we finally removed everything, but our cars are still green, so we have to change that, and we also have to change our avatar. He said, okay, let's hide our cars. We don't have time for that. Yes, that's a great idea, but this friend of ours is coming here, and maybe he can help us with that, especially since he has this red house where I can hide our cars, so he has to let us do that. I said, can I hide our cars in your garage? There's a thief chasing us. I'm making that up so he believes it, but apparently he agreed. I'm coming to get my car, and my friend is coming to get his car, because this is going to be really important. Now he's going down and heading straight to my friend's garage, which is exactly this one, and now I'll have to do the same thing. I'll have to hide my car really well to actually avoid problems, but this friend of mine went a bit too far, and now he came up here and parked his car right in front. His car is really well hidden, so I'll have to do something pretty similar. I'll leave my car right here. My car is totally hidden here in Roblox. This friend of mine said, who's the thief? I'm going after him. Look, we can't tell the truth, but we also can't lie to this friend of mine because he's helping us a lot. But now the military is coming here. They're really arriving to check this out. But up here there's nothing. We literally removed everything. I'm sure they're going to be very confused, especially because there's no one here. There's no border, and there are no military vehicles either. Now that player is coming back because he wants to talk to the military, and he just left here. But now both of them want an explanation about the report he made because he said there was a border here, but there isn't anymore. So the military is confused. He said, I swear there was a border here. I'm not lying. But now it looks like he ran off. He's literally fleeing, and the military are just staring at each other. He said, I think he's crazy. Let's go back to our border. Now both of them went back there. They're going to take care of their border. Our plan really worked. In Brookhaven, for those who don't know, I can fly whenever I want, and there are a lot of bugs and also powers you can have in the game. But today, I want to test with you ways to teleport in the game, and several ways to get secret powers in the game. I just want to test every possible way to teleport in the city. But now, I have a civilization where everything here is divided in two. We have the House of the Poor, where people with weak powers live, and here we have some really weird players. And in the very rich area, we have very different players. There are some really good heroes here, and today, I want to show that I can teleport to get some really interesting powers. But this player is staring at me, and it looks like he's laughing at me. He said, you'll never be richer than me. Now he went back to his house, and he can walk through walls. That really is impressive. But I'm going to talk to a friend because I want to see his power. But he's staring at me, and he said, I can score a basketball even with my back turned. Look, I doubt he can make that, because even facing forward he misses everything. You can see that once again he missed. So now he turned like this, and I doubt this will work. He threw it back there, and he actually scored. His power really is very different. But he said, and what's your power? Well, basically I can teleport, but there are many ways to do that, and I want to test all of them today. There are about 3 ways, and now it seems that even he got impressed, and he didn't expect me to be able to do it. But now, I'm coming back here, and my friend is coming too, because we both need to get my car. And this is my Roblox car. But I'm coming here to talk to him, and I wanted to know what his power is. Actually, I want to know everyone's power, because it seems like everyone has powers, but I don't know what theirs are. This player takes care of the gate, because the civilization is divided, and you can see that it's completely blocked here. You can't enter these houses no matter what. He said, I have diamond teeth, but I'm looking at his teeth, and they really are made of diamond. But I want to know about his power, and apparently, he can fly, and that's really impressive. But I can do that that too. He said, what's your power? Well, I can teleport anywhere I want in Roblox. He's even coming closer. And he said, if that's true, you have the best power of all, but you have to prove it's real. Well, I'm going to prove it's real, and I'll test 3 ways to do it, just to show I'm really good at it. So I'm going to get my car, because my friend is waiting for me. But there's one way to teleport that's really important, and 99% of people didn't know about it. Here on the right, I'm going to grab this item, which I gave to my friend. Now he has this item in his hand, and this item is going to be very important for me to teleport. Even though it's a totally random item, it really is important. Now I'm coming to my car, because I have to get to the hospital. I'm even going inside. Perfect, I got here, and my friend is going to have to follow me in Roblox. Now I'm coming right into this room, and finally, he got here. You can even see that he's carrying me, so I'm going to press this button, and I just teleported here, and my friend is holding that same item again, which made me teleport. And now I literally got this effect in my hand, which is a really interesting effect. He even came here and said, I want that too. Okay, this time I'm going to have to carry him. Now I'm carrying him here, and he'll have to press the button down here, and that way he'll teleport. Now if I hold him, he's going to show up here, and he just got it, this flaming hand in Brookhaven. And it looks like we both have powers. He actually got really happy. But this is just the first way to teleport, because I'm going to test many other ways today. Now my friend entered here, so I'm going to have to leave the hospital. Perfect! I finally did it! And I want to show the players what I got, to see if this will help me get a better house. So I'm arriving here. Now my friend came too, and now he's coming to check if this is a power. This player is a good person, and I hope he says yes. But apparently, he disagreed. Guys, this is really sad. I thought I was finally going to be approved and get a better house, but it looks like unfortunately I didn't get it, and that's really sad. That player showed up again, and he's watching us down here and just laughing at us. This player is just evil. Now he's going back inside, and I'm going to test a way to teleport to impress the players and try to move up to a better house. But I don't know who lives in this house. I'm coming here to meet this person, but my friend left this place, and apparently he went to play basketball. And this time he made a really good shot. It looks like because his hand is on fire, he's playing much better than before. And again he scored. I really think that fire is a power. But I'm coming to talk to this player, and I want to see what power he has, because he's a really weird player. He said, I'm a genius, and you have 3 wishes. Look, I think that's a lie, but I want these 3 houses for myself, especially the yellow one. Now he came to the front and said, I'm too lazy. I'm not going to help. Okay, that's really sad. He said he had powers, but I think that's a lie. If he really had powers, he would have done what I asked. Now he got closer, and apparently he banned me. I'm banned from his house just because I told the truth. I said he has no powers, and that's the most unfair thing that has ever happened. He's even laughing at me, and it looks like the owner of this house saw it and is coming here to say something. He really seems very important, so much that he came here and said, you are expelled from the civilization of heroes because you are not a hero. Now he ended up getting scared, and he was simply expelled. Guys, what that player did was really weird. It seems like everyone who doesn't have powers gets expelled. Now he's going back to his Roblox house. And that was good, because now I finally know who lives in that house. And he's the first good player I've met, especially because he defended me. But I'm still not sure if he's really good. Now this other player is totally evil. But now, I want to test the second way to teleport here in Brookhaven. So I'm going to get my car, and now my friend needs to come here. Now he finally got here, and he's the only person who has the secret power where his hand catches on fire. And unfortunately, I ended up losing that. There's even a weird player coming here, and he's literally walking over holding a suitcase. He really looks like a good person, and he's my new neighbor. But this house has nothing special. It's a totally empty house, and I don't think he's happy about that. He even got scared, and the lights started flashing. But he came here thinking this city was really good. But what he didn't expect is that only the more expensive houses are good, and the cheaper houses are really bad. But the second way to teleport is very easy. I just have to click this button up here, which is the house cameras. And here I can see all the houses. But if I press this button up here, I will basically teleport. And this is the best way of all to teleport. Now my friend is coming up here, and he just noticed that I teleported here. This really is the easiest way to teleport. There are other ways that are better. He said, that's already enough to convince them that you have powers. And it probably is enough, but I want to test more ways to get powers. My friend is right here, and for some reason, he reset his character and went back to the start of the game. But he came back up here and teleported right in front of me. But guys, I want to see that happening again. And it looks like he teleported again. That really makes it look like he has powers, and it's actually pretty interesting. But there are better ways to do that to get much better powers. Now I have to show the players the new power I got. He said, let's change your avatar. Well, that's true. And one thing I noticed is that all the heroes have really cool avatars. This hero has this suit, so I also need a suit that's really good. Now I look like this, and I really look rich. But apparently, he didn't like it. He didn't like the avatar I made. So now on the right, I'm looking to see if there's there's any cool shirt that matches my character. But now I turned into Spider-Man. This is the best avatar I could think of. He said, wear a hat. Okay, I'm going to do that. But he also needs to make his own avatar because he's been using the same one for a long time. And finally, he changed it. But for some reason, he had a saved avatar, which is actually a hero avatar. Perfect. Now I look like this. I'm simply ready to present myself to the judge here in Brookhaven. If you don't know who the judge is, it's exactly this player. And I'll have to show that I can teleport. Now he opened the gate and he wants me to prove it's real. So now I'm right here and they're both watching this. But I'm going to get to the other side near that yellow house in a really easy way. He said, I doubt you can do that. It's really hard. And I don't know why he thinks that's hard, but I'm going to choose this house. Now I'm right here in front and I simply teleported and reached the other side just by teleporting. Even both of them are watching this and my friend is pretending to be impressed because he wants me to be approved and get a better house. I really deserve to be approved, but he got closer and he simply agreed. Finally, I'm being approved and I'm going to be able to live in these houses, which are much better. Now he came right here and is watching what's happening, but I don't think he's very happy because he came down here and he said, who approved you to be a hero? Well, the person who approved me is the most important person of all. It was simply him who approved me. So now I'm a real hero. He said, come here, I have a gift for you. And apparently he grabbed this box, so I want to see what's inside the box. But suddenly I got banned and I didn't think I was going to be banned, and what happened was really unfair because I didn't do anything wrong. I even came back here, literally teleporting, and now it looks like he's laughing at me. He said, you are expelled from the civilization of heroes. But guys, he wasn't expelled, and even this hero got scared, not understanding why he wasn't expelled. He said, I have more power than you. You'll never be able to expel me. And from what I noticed, you can only expel someone if you have more power than that person. But it looks like this player is coming here, and I don't know what power this player has, because it seems like he doesn't have any powers, and he doesn't have a hero outfit. But he's staring at this player and said, what's your power? Look, he asked a question I've wanted to ask for a long time, because I also don't know what his power is. He said, my power is being able to expel any player, and you are expelled. Guys, it looks like now he was expelled, and he simply disappeared from here. That really was impressive. This player can expel anyone. Now he's going back to work because he takes care of the border, and this player really helped me a lot. Now he's going back to his house. But I want to test with you another way to teleport in Brookhaven, because there's still one more way. But my friend is right here, and he can't get into my house because he's on the other side of the fence, and suddenly he jumped over it. Look, that's really impressive, and I don't know how people didn't think of doing that before. But the next way to teleport in the game is a little easier than it seems. I'll have to go into Roblox Studio, and I'll search for this word, and I'll grab one of these items. So I got this item, and I can place a portal here, and also another portal right here. And as soon as I step inside, I'll be teleported. That really is different, and it's the weirdest item of all. But I'm coming here to get my friend, because now he finally arrived. But he teleported, and I don't know what he did. He even placed a portal in the most random place ever. He can teleport like that, and it's really weird, because he's flying in the air. But I'm going to place a portal here too, and now I'm teleporting like that. So I'll place a portal in this spot, and you can see it's hidden, but it's right there. I'll place a portal up here, and it finally appeared. He said, now how are you going to get into the portal? And that's true. I hadn't thought of that, but it's going to be a little hard to enter the portal. So now we're coming here to the front, and it looks like my friend teleported. He's arriving here in front, and he's coming back. But I noticed he got stuck, so I'm going to type this command in the chat, and now I'm finally getting up here to go exactly into this portal. And this is really weird. I placed the portal there in front again, and now it didn't go there. So I placed this portal here, and now this has to work. So I placed a portal up here, and I'll place another one down below. And this is totally glitched. You can see that I'm going up and also going down in a really weird way. This is really different. I even placed a portal up here and another one down here, and now this is really weird because I'm teleporting non-stop, and that was literally super fast. But this is the weirdest power of all. For those of you who don't know, there are several ways to go flying in the city of Brookhaven. You can go flying using an admin command, or even by doing bugs. But today, I want to test ways to go flying using the cars on the right in this new Brookhaven update where they released this new house. And I want to go flying using my car to test several ways of flying with the Brookhaven car. So for that, I called my friend who's going to help me do this. He said, let's go. We have to get our passport. And guys, for those of you who don't know why he said that, it's because in the city where I live, everything here is very different. You can see that the two of them are having a dance battle. But for you to come in here, you have to cross the border where you need a passport. But I still don't have one. So my friend went inside, and we have to get our passport quickly. So I'm arriving here to see if he'll let me do that. Now the soldier came here, and apparently he refused. He said, don't come in. If you come in, you'll be arrested. And guys, this is very unfair, because he didn't even say the reason why we can't come in here, even though we already have houses inside. I literally have a house, and now I can't go back to my neighborhood, because I want to test ways to go flying with the Brookhaven car. So much so that my friend is now staring at me. And he said, let's go flying with the car until we reach the neighborhood. And guys, this idea he had is brilliant. For those of you who don't know, today I'm going to test several ways to go flying with the car. And actually it won't just be one way. I'm going to test 4 ways to go flying with the car, starting with the easiest and going to the hardest. So to start with the easiest way of all, I'm going to have to go back here. And this way is so easy that I'm going to be able to do it now. In fact, the hardest ways are the best. Now I'm arriving up here and I simply went flying. By accident, I'm stuck here. I'm exactly in this Roblox house. The 2 players are dancing because this is a dance battle. Now it's my friend's turn. He even started dancing here and he's actually doing very well. But I'm coming over here to help him because I want to help him win this dance battle. We're all doing this dance even though it's not synchronized. But guys, he came right here and he's going to say if we did well. And I don't think we did well. He even said he disagreed. And we literally did very badly. And now he went back to his house. Look, we have to improve this. Our dance was really horrible. The 2 of them are staring at me here. He said, weren't you going to test ways to go flying with the car? Yes, I'm doing that. And I don't know if he saw, but I simply went flying with my car. But I also want to help him win this dance battle. So here on the right, I'm going to use an animation. And they're also going to have to use it. Now we're synchronized. Even my other friend arrived here on the side. And he's also using this animation. And we're all synchronized. And this player has to say if we're doing well. But I'm sure we're doing very well because we're synchronized. So I want to see if he approved this. And apparently he approved. He said, now you did very well and you'll receive passports. Look, this is very good. I can finally live in this neighborhood because I already have a house here. But I just forgot where my house is. Now he took this passport, which he gave to me. And it's a real passport. So I can finally live in this neighborhood. Now he also received it. And this friend of mine is going back to his house. This is the house where he lives. And this player also went back to his house. And now we have to test more ways to go flying with the Roblox cars. So I went inside here, but I have to figure out which one is my house. This is my friend's house, but for some reason this is my house. I don't know why my house is orange. That's really weird. He said, it's the color of your car. I don't know how you forgot which one was your house. I also don't know how I forgot that. But now I'm going to have to go flying again, and I'm still testing the first way to go flying. So much so that I'm going to have to speed up here in front, and I'm going to jump on the biggest ramp of all, which is exactly this one. I actually managed to go flying, and everything worked out. He said, you know you can go into the roof of the house, right? And what he said is true. If I want to, I can go inside here, but it's really hard to do that. So before testing the second way of flying with the car, I'm going to try to get into the roof of the house until I finally manage to do it. Now I'm speeding up here in front. I'm going to have to speed up carefully back here, and I'm going specifically on this Roblox ramp. On the first try it didn't work. Now on the second try I almost managed to do it. I got really close to succeeding. He said, if you go faster you can do it. Look, I think he's telling the truth. So I'm going to get this yellow car. And now I have the fastest car of all. Even my friend is right here, cheering for me to do it. Now I'm going back here. And this time I have to get it right, because otherwise I'm going to be embarrassed because I have the fastest car of all. So I just have to get it right. Now I'm arriving here and I still didn't make it. So this time I made my car much bigger and I have to do it so I don't get embarrassed again. And if I don't manage to get it right this time, I'm going to test the second way to fly in Brookhaven. So I'm speeding up back here as much as I can and I have to get into the roof. And I finally managed to do it. You can see that I'm on the roof with this Roblox car. And he really is here inside the roof. And this is very weird because if someone lived in this house, they would never find out that there's a car up here. But I'm coming over here to see what my friend thought about this. And apparently he's looking here, and he's really very happy because I finally managed to do what I wanted so much in Roblox. But unfortunately he can't come here because this place is very hard to access. Now I'm going to drive my car because I want to see how far I can go while I'm here on the roof. And I can access several weird places, but I can't enter this part. Apparently this part is totally blocked, but I can come here in front, and maybe I can reach this other roof if I speed up a lot. But I'm going to have to jump this gap, which is almost impossible to jump in Roblox. So I'm going to leave my car here because getting it to this part is already really good. But my friend is looking here, and he said, wait, I'm going to help you. Look, I don't know how he wants to help me, but he's coming over here running, so much so that he grabbed this hoverboard, and now he's going down here, and there's something he's going to do here. He's even arriving at the airport, and it looks like he's going down here, and I literally don't know what my friend is doing. Besides that, he just grabbed this jet, and this really is a giant jet, and from what I noticed, he's coming right here to help me cross to the other side. So much so that he's leaving the jet here, and now I'm going to get in my car, because I'm ready to cross. But he's going down here while he spins, because he wants to do a very specific bug, and soon I'm going to test the second way to go flying with the cars. But I want to see if he's going to manage to do the bug that he's trying to do. Now he arrived here, but unfortunately he's stuck, and accidentally I fell out here, and I just left this place. But my friend arrived here, and he said, let's test the second way to go flying. Yes, we really have to do this urgently. But for some reason, the soldier is coming over here, and I don't think he's very happy with us, because he's coming here, literally in our direction. Now he arrived here, and he wants to arrest both of us. But what he doesn't know is that we both now have passports, and it's literally a real passport, so he can't arrest us. But it looks like even he ended up getting scared, and he simply went back here, because he's going to have to go back to the border after trying to arrest us here in the city. And to test the second way to go flying with the car, I'm going to have to get this car. And here on the right, I'm going to get this chair, so that my friend can also come here. You don't need to get a chair, I just got it so my friend can also come here. Now I'm coming in this direction to close this Roblox bunker, because this can't stay open. Now I'm arriving here, and I'm going to have to speed up back here as much as I can. But up here I'm going to make some modifications, and I'm going to make this number smaller, exactly like this. Now if I speed up back here, everything will work out. The car won't tilt, and basically I'm going to manage to go flying this way. But I didn't go flying very far. But you can go flying much farther, I just have to get it right. Now I'm going back here, and this time I'm going to go flying on this other Roblox ramp. We have this green ramp here, which looks much more interesting. Now I'm speeding up back here as much as I can, and I'm going to have to turn the car at the last second, exactly like this. Now I went flying like this, and even the soldier saw all of this, and I don't think he's very happy. Now I'm arriving here to see what he thought about this, and apparently he approved. He just opened this gate. But to test the third way to go flying, he's going to have to open another gate, specifically this one, because this is going to be very important. So he's arriving here, and he finally opened this. He said, I don't know why you want both gates open. Look, I want this to be open so that I can go flying. But to test the third way to go flying, I'm going to have to get a very specific car. It has to be cars like this one. And even my friend is coming over here, because he wants to see this happening. He said, but it's mandatory to make the car look nice. Look, it's not mandatory, but I made some modifications to my car so it would look nicer. Now I'm ready to do this. So I'm speeding up here in front, and I'm going to have to reach the farthest place of all. Now that I got exactly here, I'm going to have to run back here. But accidentally, I'm stuck here in this part. Now I'm finally ready to go back here. I'm going to have to speed up here at maximum speed, but I'm not going straight. My car has to come here correctly, which is a really hard job. Now I finally managed to get this right, and at the last second I'm going to turn my car, and that way I'm going to go flying. This way of going flying is the best of all, but there's a way to make this even better, and to do that I'm going to need a lot of help. Now I'm arriving here in front, and I want to see what he thought about this. Apparently he approved, and he said, I'm going to leave the gate open so you can do your tests. Thank you very much. And he really helped a lot. Now I'm going to be able to do my tests without problems, but I just wanted to understand why this house is closed in this Roblox area. They put walls here, and the way it turned out is really weird. So much so that the player showed up here, and he said, I just built my new house. And his house turned out really interesting, but I wanted to know where the door is, because his house simply doesn't have a door. Now even he's looking at this, and he finally realized the problem with his house. His house doesn't have a door. Now he went back here, and we have this door, and it looks like this is the new door of his house, because this door isn't working properly. His house really is very weird, and it's the weirdest house I've ever seen. And even my friend agreed. But now to test the next way to go flying, I'm going to need the help of more players. He said, before testing the fourth way to fly with the car, test the third way one more time. Okay, I'm going to do that. The third way to go flying is very interesting. Now I'm going down here, and I'm going to try to go flying even farther. So I got right here, and I'm at the farthest place of all. Now I'm speeding up back here as much as I can, but accidentally I flipped my car. Perfect. Now it finally worked, and I'm going to have to turn my car at the last second, exactly like this. Now I went flying like this, very far in Roblox, and I'm going to try to do this the other way around. Now I'm speeding up back here, and at the last second I'm going to turn my Roblox car. I really went flying very far. But to test the fourth way to go flying with the car, I'm going to need the help of many players. Now I'm arriving at this Roblox airport, and my friend is going to have to come here too, to help me test the secret, which is the most important secret of all. Now we're going to have to come back here. So I'm arriving here in front, but he simply went straight ahead, and he's already coming to the plane. Meanwhile, I'm going through security, because this is mandatory. But I'm realizing that it's not so mandatory after all. Now he's coming in the plane, and he's going to have to press this Roblox button, and right after that he's going to have to teleport to this house. And that way he's going to get a secret parachute. I even just did this, and I simply got the secret parachute. Now I'm passing here in front. Even the soldier is seeing this, and I'm sure he got very confused. He probably doesn't even know what this is, and he's simply very confused. Now I'm coming over here to get my car, and I'm going to have to go inside. And again, I'm going to go back to the neighborhood this way to get my friend who's going to fly. He's even going to arrive here at any moment. But here on the right, I'm going to get this item, and I'm holding this item right here. And as soon as my friend gets here, he's going to have to get into this item. Perfect. He got here, and he's in this item with this Roblox parachute, and I can let him go whenever I want. So I'm driving my car, and if I hold him, the car will stay low like this. And if I do the same bug, basically I'm going to be able to go flying much farther. Now I'm arriving here, so I'm holding my friend, and that way I went flying. But this still isn't perfect. He said, go to the mountain, there you can go flying much farther. And that's true. I'm arriving here in front, and I'm going to have to go flying in Roblox. So after that I'm going to go up this mountain through exactly this part. But that's going to be very hard. So I'm already getting ready. Now I'm going back here. I'm speeding up at maximum speed, and it simply didn't work. Now it's the second attempt. So much so that I'm going back here as fast as I can. And that way I'm going to have to go flying exactly like this. And I finally managed to go flying very far. And I got exactly to this island, but I went straight past it. Guys, I literally managed to get very far. My friend said, here you can't even get a car. And what he said is true. In this place, you can't get a car. So much so that if I try to get a car on the right, I simply can't. But now there's also a secret way to go flying with the Brookhaven car. I can get these 2 cars in Roblox Studio, which are flying cars. And if I drive them, I'll really be able to go flying with these cars. Down here, I can increase the speed and make the car very fast. I'm even arriving here to get the other car. And I'm arriving here because this car looks much more interesting. Now I'm flying with it, and up here I'm setting maximum speed. Now I'm simply very fast. It really looks like I have the admin command, because this really is very weird. So I'm going to try to go into this Roblox tunnel, and that was a little hard, but I managed to go through those 2 tunnels. So much so that I went through here, and it's very hard to control the car, because this is very fast. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the become a member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.